The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, we survived the strike of '85. Were you disappointed? It started on August 6th and ended on August 7th. So this would normally be the Wednesday night broadcast on this Wednesday afternoon, the 15th of June, 2022. By the way, my name is Ron Jeckett. Welcome to the program. You get two for the price of one today because the Baltimore Orioles, the Toronto Blue Jays, decided not to play for a couple days, thanks to Major League Baseball being on strike. And essentially what happened was, let's kick the can down the road to the end of the '89 season, and then we'll do this whole thing again in spring training of 1990, which again kicked the can down the road till the major breakdown in the middle of the 1994 season. So, labor issues being put aside for a few years, we're right back to it, and because they're trying to make up just a couple games that were missed, it's a doubleheader, and so that's why you had the Blue Jays and the Orioles going at it for two for the price of one this morning and this afternoon, or whatever it is you watch. The Blue Jays, by the way, are in first place in the American League East. They're tied with the Boston Red Sox. In fact, I believe the Red Sox are ahead by mere percentage points. We'll go through all that for you between the halves of the fourth inning of Game 1. The Orioles, by the way, the Blue Jays are 62-44. The Orioles are 55-48. Earl Weaver is back in tow as the manager. His retirement is over. No more perm with Howard Cosell on Monday Night Baseball on ABC. And so the Orioles are within a shout. 7 games on this 8th day of August, 1985. You just never know. So, Baltimore has 2 shots at the Blue Jays, and I'm managing the Blue Jays. So, what do you think is going to happen? So, it's, again, 2 for the price of one day. Today, the 8th of August, 1985, or 13 years to the day before I got married. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1985. Today, a twin bill from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Ontario, as the Toronto Blue Jays take on the Baltimore Orioles. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so we can tell you it is a rainy night here in Toronto. This would have been one of those 5:35 starts or whatever, with the second game starting about 8. And I'm sure CTV probably televised this because they would have missed their Wednesday night game because of the strike. So everyone's on pretty good rest. Doyle Alexander, let's play 2 indeed, midlife crisis. Doyle Alexander making his 24th start of the year. He's 35 years old, a fastball pitcher, 84, and a ground ball pitcher. Against the Orioles, his third start against them is his first game, 16 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs, all earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 6. So against Baltimore, 0-1 with a 179 average, but an earned run average of 506. It's kind of like as the stomach turns, it's good and it's bad. He's actually been injured twice, by the way. His last start was 6 days ago against the Rangers. 5-1 when he went the distance, 130 pitches, 7 hits, a solo home run, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. So overall, he can go about 130 pitches today. 174 in the third innings, 157 hits, 65 runs, 58 earned, 19 home runs allowed. He has walked 53 while striking out 69. His starts against Baltimore came in April, where the Blue Jays lost both games, and he gave up 3 homers. Lineup for Baltimore here in Game 1, Alan Wiggins over from the Padres leads off at second base. Lee Lacy in right will bat second. Cal Ripken at short goes third. Eddie Murray cleans up as the DH. Fred Lynn in center field bats fifth. Jim Dwyer in left will go sixth. Big Dave, how are you? Missed you yesterday, buddy. Dwyer is in left field. Larry Sheets at first will go seventh. Floyd Rayford, who's on Facebook, by the way, is at third. He'll bat eighth. And it's not Don Pardo behind the plate in game one. He will bat ninth. And Scotty McGregor gets the call for Earl Weaver. 125 pitches. And if the rain holds off enough that we don't get a delay, we should get 2 long outings out of these inning eaters. George Bell, by the way, a 5 and a 5 in left. Mosby, a 5 and a 4 in center. And Barfield, an 8 and a 10 in right. Org is a 3 at third. Tony Fernandez, an 8 at short. And again, Bobby Cox is batting Tony ninth. Damaso Garcia is a 4 at second. Cecil Fielder is a 5 at first. Gary Allinson gets the call in game one, a 2 and a 2 behind the plate. And Doyle Alexander is a 7 with a 984 fielding percentage. Wiggins, a good bunter, 267. No homers, a 9 RBI since coming over from San Diego. Blue Jays playing for the bunt. Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. Ground ball to Alexander. Wiggins was swinging. And the throw to Fielder is... Did I put that in the right spot? I had to make the stadium today. So 1 out. And I did not put first base where it should be. Here. That's noticeable. Lee Lacy sitting on an 8-game hitting streak. Lee at 248, 9 homers, and 31 RBI. Also has 4 triples and 14 doubles. Alexander winds and deals, and there is a ground ball through the hole. Fielder should have had it. Barfield picks it up, and Lacy, in his 50% stolen base chance here, is on first. For Cal, Ripken at 284, 17 homers, and 62 RBI. 76 degrees Fahrenheit, winds 5 miles an hour from right to left, and there is a light rain as we get started in game one. Pitch to Ripken. There goes Lacy. The throw down to Garcia, and Lee is out. So they test the ramen noodle arm of Gary Allinson right away, and that was a mistake. So a 2-2 count to Cal, and 2 out. Mr. Weaver not a happy camper. Cal draws the walk, and Earl really is upset now. Full count changeup missed low. And that brings up Eddie Murray. Eddie is, I think that picture was taken here. Looks like an outdoor shot. And it looks like the same color as the wall. Oh, no, you know what? I bet that's in Texas. 292 for Eddie, 24 homers and 77 RBI. 2 out, top of the first. And this twin bill between the Jays and the O's. Murray swings, popped up, right center field. That's a little more popped up on. Mosby's there, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Orioles make the base running mistake, and they leave a runner on. No runs, a hit, no errors. Half an inning in the books, no score. So it'll be Scotty McGregor making his 23rd start of the year. He is 6-7 with an earned run average of 486. And if the Orioles are going to continue to be a factor in this American League East race, and there, by the way, is 8 weeks left now of the season, McGregor's going to have to pitch better than his numbers. Against the Blue Jays, just 1 start, 7 1/3 innings, 8 hits in a win. He walked 4 while striking out 7, and I can tell you that game was April 12th. He last pitched on August 2nd, so he's on full rest. A no decision and a 9-8 loss to the Indians. 6 1/3 innings, 102 pitches, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He gave up a homer. He's now allowed 25 on the year. He walked 2 and struck out 4. The last time McGregor didn't give up a long ball, by the way, was June 22nd against the Brewers. Overall, 161 innings, 174 hits, 96 runs, 87 earned. The long ball has been his Achilles heel, 25. He's walked 60 while striking out 66. He's 31 years old, by the way. Fastball pitcher, 85. And the fly ball pitcher. Lineup he'll face. Damaso Garcia leads off at second base. Lloyd Mosby will bat second and play center field. Jeff Burrows, your DH for Game 1. Mosby, the only lefty in the lineup against McGregor, by the way. George Bell cleans up in left field. Jesse Barfield will bat fifth and play right. I don't know why I thought he was batting eighth. Cecil Fielder at first will bat sixth. Org at third goes seventh. Gary Allinson behind the plate goes eighth. And Tony Fernandez at short will bat ninth. Alexander threw 22 pitches in his half of the first. The Baltimore defense is hard to read, so we'll go through it for you. Jim Dwyer is 7, a 987 fielding percentage, and a 3-arm. Lynn is an 8 range, 994 fielding percentage, and a 4-arm in center. Lee Lacy, a 5 range and 983 fielding percentage, and an 8-arm. Floyd Rayford at third is a 7 with a 972 fielding percentage. Cal Ripken Jr., a 7 with a 987 fielding percentage. Alan Wiggins, a 3 with a 960. Larry Sheets is a 1. That's not good, but he does have a 1,000 fielding percentage. Al Pardo, I think it is, an 8 behind the plate with a 979 fielding percentage and a 3 out of 10 arm, while Scotty McGregor is 7 on the mound with a 975 fielding percentage. Garcia steps in at 253, 4 homers and 29 RBI. McGregor winds and deals, and there's a ground ball to Wiggins coming in behind the mound, throws to first, and Garcia is out by an eyelash. That is a banger and a good play by Wiggins to get the fast runner. Wow, that's a mouthful and a half. Here's Mosby, Lloyd at 268, 12 homers, and 61 RBI. McGregor's pitch struck him out. So he swung on and missed the fastball on an 0-2. And 2 out for Burrows. Jeff, 255, 5 triples, by the way, 4 homers, and 27 RBI. McGregor winds and deals. Ground ball to third. Rayford has it across the way. And Sheets will hang on, and that will retire the side. Oh, Jays go in order. We played 1. No score. So Freddie Lynn is up. It'll be Lynn, Dwyer, and Sheets.
Ugh, who's calling?
Hold on a sec. I am streaming, by the way. Yep, doubleheader. All right, bye. For Elmer Fudd, that would almost be a commercial. Lynn Dwyer Sheets. So if you put Lynn in your Dwyer, your stuff's going to smell good. Anyway, Freddie at 261, 16 homers and 52 RBI. Alexander starts the second with a liner in the right center field. That's extra bases. Freddie is into second standing on his 11th double of the year. So that's the second hit for Baltimore. That brings up Jim Dwyer, 274, 9 homers, and 22 RBI. So a good start for Baltimore. Now let's see if they can bring in Lynn. Dwyer hits a ground ball to fielder, and Cecil can't make a play on it. It hit his glove and bounced everywhere except for where he wanted it to go. So Alexander, Blair is out at first. Runners on the corners and nobody out for Larry Sheets. If Chris Berman was doing this game, I think the nickname would be Fitted, don't you? Larry Fitted Sheets. Larry at 261, 12 homers, 32 RBI. Runners on the corners, nobody out here in the second. Alexander's pitch. Sheets hits this one down to fielder. They're going to try for two. Tony for one. Fernandez throws back to first, and they double off Sheets. I guess that's the white sale at JCPenney, right? So there's two out on the 3-6-3 double play, and Freddie Lynn sneaks home. So the Jays sneak home, or the Orioles sneak home the run. They go up 1-0. But there's two out, and you make that trade all the time. Here's Rayford Floyd at 331, 9 homers, and 23 RBI for the Orioles third baseman. He was a catcher, by the way. Up the middle, Mosby makes the catch to retire the side. So the scouting report on Rayford was perfect. He made the catch, and that will do it. The error hurt Toronto. 1 run, 1 hit, and the 1 error. And after an inning and a half, it's the Orioles 1, the Blue Jays nothing. So the heart of the Toronto order here, Bell, Barfield, and Fielder. George at 264, 19 homers, and 71 RBI. I don't remember what was given to the players after the two-day strike of 85. Of course, it led to the collusions of 87, and if you were with us yesterday, we were talking about that, especially with Rich Gedman. But we're right in the middle of the teenage years, I suppose, for the Union, where no one really talked to each other. Pitch to Bell. George pops it up. Dwyer coming in. Rayford going out. It's Floyd's ball. 1 out. Brings up Barfield. Jesse at 293. 17 homers. 52 RBI. Jesse swings. That's in the shallow right. Lee Lacy coming in. Rides a Schwinn. 2 out. Now bring up Cecil Fielder. Cecil, now I know we've talked about this before. Syracuse in 85? Since his call-up from the minors, he is 1 for 13, hitting .077. Real life, his run with the Blue Jays was pretty good. 311, 4 homers, and 16 RBI. Hasn't quite got it figured out yet for Toronto. Of course, it would be the Tigers in 90, where he'd smash the 50 homers. Ground ball is short. Ripken over to Sheets for the out. Fielder needs to run a little bit faster than that, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 6 up, 6 down for Mr. McGregor. Baltimore 1, the Blue Jays nothing. So it is Al Pardo, not Don, with Wiggins and Lacy to follow. Al at 200 and an RBI. Rick Dempsey is a regular catcher, but since this is a doubleheader, I'm sure that Mr. Weaver was going to have Dempsey catch both games. And there is Rick on the bench. Pitch to Pardo. Ground ball to Fernandez. Has to run in. But Pardo isn't fast, and it's 6-3 on the putout. So 1 out for Wiggins. Allen is 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Alexander. A not so neat and tidy 38 pitches. 2 in the third innings, 2 hits and a walk. The run is unearned. Wiggins into left center. Mosby goes over, comes in, makes the catch, 2 out. If Alexander gets the win in this one, he'll be a 15-game winner in 85 at 15-7. Lee Lacy, by the way, singled in the first. There's a ground ball base hit. Over the bag at second. Mosby throws it back in, and Lacey is now 2 for 2. Cal Ripken walked his first time up. So hope you guys are okay today. You guys are awful quiet so far. 75 degrees here in Burlington on a Chamber of Commerce summer afternoon. A rainy day in the forecast for tomorrow here in the Queen City. Ripken rips this one into right. Barfield will pick it up on a hop. Lacey is a 6 speed on the bases. Will hold at second. 2 out. For Eddie Murray. Eddie 0 for 1. Fourth hit allowed by Alexander. Doyle delivers. Popped up. Right side. Barfield comes in, and the Orioles are going to leave him there. So no runs, 2 hits. The Orioles have left on 3 all told after 2.5. 1-0 Baltimore. So Garth Orr, Gary Allinson, and Tony Fernandez to face McGregor here in the third. Garth partying on at .313, 5 homers, and 16 RBI. I know that most of you do this while you're at work and listen. That's okay. Pitch to Garth. Popped up. Lynn coming in. Shallow center, 1 out. Gary Allinson, 3 for 13, the former Red Sox catcher. Twitch keeps buffering. You'd rather not be working while you listen. Brad's here. And that dark blue looks great on the black background. Oh, Miska Muska Mouseketeer. Gary, over from the Red Sox, has an RBI. And he strikes out. Scotty got him to swing and miss on the change. So 2 out for Tony Fernandez. 281, 2 homers, and 27 RBI. Jays and Red Sox are tied for first, and regardless of what happens, unless no, that's not regardless if you got to put a qualifier on it, Ronnie. If they split, it remains whatever the Red Sox. No, there's no way that they will be tied with the Red Sox at the end of the day because Boston only plays 1. And so even if Toronto and Baltimore split, first place will have a solo. Pitch to Fernandez. There's a ground ball. McGregor steps off the mound, throws to first, and that will retire the side. Again, Scotty 9 up, 9 down. After 3, 1-0 Baltimore. I don't know why Twitch keeps buffering. I'm sending a very good signal. Here's Freddie Lynn, as again, wish Steeler fan was here. Elmer Fudd would tell you that Lynn Dwyer sheets are the best to put in your laundry. That's Lynn Dwyer sheets. Freddie doubled his first time up and scored a run. It's a ground ball to Garcia by the bag at second, over the fielder, 1 out. Jim Dwyer's 0 for 1. Going to be 0 for 2 in a moment. Fernandez with a diving stop by the bag on a sliding pin. Over to first, 2 out. Fernandez, gadget man, had tremendous range at short. And Toronto fans would tell you that if he didn't get hurt against the Tigers at the end of the '87 season, they might have won that World Series. Lynn deserved the '79 AL MVP. Yeah, Freddie's criminally underrated. Larry Sheets, by the way, grounded into a double play his first time up, and that scored Lynn for the game's lone run. Sheets punches this one into left center. Mosby picks it up. Here's Rayford. Floyd is 0 for 1. First to 2 on the channel. Baltimore and Toronto to be followed by Baltimore and Toronto. Rayford swings into right. Barfield coming in, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. Middle of the fourth here at Exhibition Stadium. It's the Orioles 1, the Blue Jays nothing. And so, since we were with you yesterday, that was Sunday's games. They played one day. The strike took place after the games of August 5th. And by the way, Brad, someone just posted on YouTube, I won't give the channel name out there, the last game before the strike, which was San Diego and Cincinnati from Riverfront on Channel 5 out of Cincinnati. Dodgers have a 15-game lead, so doubleheader swept by the Reds didn't really matter. It's a 15 again. They've won 7 of 10. In the East, St. Louis's lead is 9.5. I'm still not worried that the Expos are going to make a run, but we'll be with Montreal tomorrow at noon Eastern as they host the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the West, Kansas City has taken exception to Brad calling them a bad World Series championship team. They've now opened up a 7-game bulge over the California Angels and Oakland A's. And in the East, as we said, there will be a team in solo first at the end of the day. Right now, it's 0.02 of a percentage point between Boston and Toronto, with Toronto playing more games. The Yankees are within 3, the Tigers 5, and the Orioles 5.5. So if Baltimore can somehow sweep, they'll have tightened the noose a lot more. McGregor, a clean opening 9 on 38 pitches, 3 innings and 2 hits. So it's just safe to say that everybody's 0 for 1. Including Garcia, who is now going to hit a ground ball to third. Rayford over to Sheets, and 1 out. Here's Mosby. Mosby, one of the 2 strikeout victims for McGregor. Scotty winds and deals, and there's a ground ball to Ripken deep in the hole over to first, and that's going to be close, and Mosby is out. A bang banger. That turf is fast. But so is Mosby. Here's Burrows. Fouled it off the mask of Pardo. How you doing, Steeler fan? They asked Pardo where he is. And Pardo says, Rochester, New York. And they say close enough, and Al stays in the ballgame. Burrows hits a ground ball to Ripken. Cal fires it from the hole over to first, and that will retire the side. That's 12 in a row for Scotty. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th. 1-0 birdies. Well, they're all birdies in this one, aren't they? So they point out in the general direction of home plate and tell him to hit. He's 0 for 1. Alexander has just allowed the 1 run on 5 hits. Pardo slaps this one to third. Garth to Cecil. 1 out. We stay in Canada tomorrow for the Pirates and Les Expos at noon Eastern. On Thursday, Alan Wiggins is 0 for 2, by the way. So Alexander is opening 18, 4 1/3 innings, 74 pitches, 5 hits. The run is unearned, thanks to Cecil Fielder's boo-boo, and a walk. That's it. Wiggins 0 for 2. He's no longer 0 for 2 as he punches that one over the leaping glove of Damaso Garcia. So that's the 6th hit. Wiggins has tremendous speed. So the throw to first, and Allen is back. He has 12 steals since coming over from the Padres. Lee Lacy, by the way, is 2 for 2. Has singled twice. They pitch out. There goes Wiggins. The throw down to Garcia, and Wiggins is out. They got him. They read that one all the way. Allen might, but Mrs. Wiggins not so much. There was a Mrs. Wiggins? Oh, Mrs. Wiggins, yeah. So Lacey has a 1-ball count. There is a great, by the way, blooper. There's several great Carol Burnett blooper reels on YouTube. And one of them is shown in its entirety, the sketch that introduced Carol as the dim-witted blonde secretary that couldn't do anything. And so, only one time, let's do Lacey. I guess we'll tell you about this after the commercial. Lacey strikes out, so you get to hear that story after the break. No runs, a hit, no errors. Runner was thrown out trying to steal halfway home in Game 1, right at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. It's the Orioles 1, the Jays nothing. I'll be joined the sleigh. Here's how we got here. That's funny. Larry Sheets on a fielder's choice in the second scored Freddie Lennon. That's been the game's only run. Scotty McGregor, well, I hope you like bagels because he's got him going through 4 with 2 strikeouts. Doyle Alexander has not pitched badly at all, but hasn't gotten any support. A 6-hitter through 5 with an unearned run, a walk, and a strikeout. George Bell is 0 for 1. When Alan Wiggins was on the Orioles, this isn't the story I was going to tell, but someone posted it, so I'll read it. His defense was so bad. How bad was it? It was so bad that once at the airport, when he realized they were at gate E4, Terry Kennedy told Alan in front of several people, and we're summarizing here, "Look, Alan, they must have known you were coming." That's not how you get on the top of someone's Christmas card list. Yeah, I don't think that went over very well either. George Bell is 0 for 1. McGregor deals. Here's a fly ball left field. Back goes Dwyer, and he makes the catch, and that's the out. So, in the first Mrs. Wiggins sketch, and Tim Conway with a really bad rug on his head, they get joking about Father Duffy. And they ruin several takes of the sketch by paraphrasing here that Father Duffy was full of crap, which I can say and post on YouTube and still be monetized. Barfield is 0 for 1. And so that got laughter there. And Vicki Lawrence is actually the one that played Conway's wife in that sketch. It's the only time I ever saw her do it. And she was kind of a frumpy-looking, pre-mama, older lady, fat-bottomed girl. And so Vicki didn't get to play too much in the sketches. And so they do the whole thing. And that's the one that Vicki's character wanted to go. And so Vicki gets up to leave, and Tim and Carol have done their thing, and so with the her accent, and so she said something about Father Duffy being constipated, and then said, "If you funny fornicators," and that's my word, not the word she used, "are done, I'm going to go home now." And of course, as was often the case on the Burnett Show, the place fell apart. Pitch to Barfield. Struck him out. McGregor looks up at the booth, says, "Are you done with the story?" And then got Jesse to chase an 0-2 changeup. So here's fielder. Cecil is 0 for 1. Into right field. Back goes Lacey. Way back there. No hitter gone. but it hits the screen on top of the fence, and Fielder has his first major league double. And so they finally get something off McGregor with 2 outs in the 5th. So here's Ord. Tribe fan looking up over Lake Erie. How are you? 1-2 today. Baltimore and Toronto the day after the strike of 85 was settled. Garth 0 for 1. Popped up. Right side. Sheets by the dugout. And that's going to run out of real estate. How's your car? 2-2 the count to Garth. McGregor from the stretch for the first time today, and this game is tied. So Ord slams out one into right, and it's not tied because Fielder got a bad jump. With 2 outs and Lacey's good arm, we're not going to risk it. And now I'll bring up Gary Allinson, who struck out his first time up. So McGregor is hoping that Fielder's lack of speed doesn't tie this game eventually. Carr is fine, Tim says. They had a bad storm roll through northern Ohio Monday night. Tree was fully removed by the time he got home yesterday, and there was just a stump. Pitch to Allinson. That's a base hit. Fielder will score. Now we're tied at 1. So McGregor threw perfect ball for 4 2/3. Org will try for third. Lynn throws to third, and Org will beat the throw to Rayford. So first and third. By the way, it's rained the entire game here. 1-1, bottom of the 5th. Here's Tony Fernandez. Tony is 0 for 1. So Org on third, Allinson on first. Fernandez in the right. Lacey comes in. And that will retire the side. But the Blue Jays break on through to the other side with a run, 3 hits, and no errors. They leave 2 on and finally put on some base runners after 5, 1-1. So it'll be Alexander to face Ripken, Murray, and Lynn. Cal singled and walked. He's 1 for 1. Alexander starts the 6th. Struck him out. A 1-2 fastball looking. Murray, on an 8-game hitting streak, is 0 for 2. And that is 9 now, as that's in the left center field. Mosby will pick it up. Murray going to go for 2. He's going for 2. The throw to Garcia, and that's out. They got him. So Baltimore, being quite aggressive on the bases, much to Earl Weaver's chagrin, pull out the Chesterfields as Murray is thrown out, stretching a single into a double. Not what you want. Here's Lynn, 2 out. And a 1-1 tie here in the 6th. Freddie doubled and scored in the 2nd. Alexander deals. Lynn, slow roar to Fielder. Cecil to the bag himself. And that will retire the side. Baltimore, no runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th in the Birdie Bowl. 1-1 to score. So McGregor, 69 pitches deep through 5 innings and 18 batters, has allowed a run on 3 hits and struck out 3. Garcia is 0 for 2. Rayford and Sheets playing back. So Garcia will drop one, and Pardo throws to first. Wiggins there. 1 out. Here's Mosby. Lloyd is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pirates Expos tomorrow at noon. And game 2 of this doubleheader immediately to follow this one. It's a short. Ripken has to hurry. And Mosby is out. Oh. That was a little deeper in the hole than Cal thought. He thought he was about midway through where the infield dirt would be, and when he looked, his back of his left foot was on the white line. Here's Burrows. He's 0 for 2. Again, second verse. Gonna be close. Is it the same as the first for the Orioles? No! Burrows beat it out. Ripken was in a better defensive position that time. Burrows just had a full head of steam out of the box, and that's the 4th hit for Toronto. Brings up Bell. George is 0 for 2. 1-1, bottom 6. Orioles 5.5 behind the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. And we will have a solo first place team when this day is over. Bell chops one down to Sheets. Larry can't pick it up. He got it. It was a slow little roller, and he went to tag Bell, and Bell had passed him by. And so it's first and second. Earl is starting to rip open the Chesterfields again. My goodness. So one of those bad defensive plays there, a regular first baseman would have probably been able to block Bell. So that brings up Barfield. Jesse is 0 for 2 with the strikeout. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Burrows on second, Bell on first, and a 1-1 tie. Barfield into shallow right center. Lynn's got him played where he wants him, and the Blue Jays get nothing. They do strand 2, however. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 7th in game 1, 1-1. So Dwyer, Sheets, and Rayford to face Alexander here in the 7th. Jim is 0 for 2. To short. Fernandez knows where to play on the rug. 1 out. Brings up Sheets. Larry has singled and grounded into a double play. He's 1 for 2. That's a base hit in the left center. Fernandez wasn't going to get that. Mosby gets it on a hop. The turf, by the way, is wet. It's been a steady drizzle all the way through this opening game. Lights, of course, are on. Some, after the strike, brought in some whistles to jeer the teams. But you paid for the ticket anyway. Floyd Rayford's 0 for 2. Sheets not a threat to steal. Alexander from the stretch. That's a line drive left field, and Bell will dive and makes the catch on the turf. He had to dive for it. Kicked up a lot of water and made the catch. So 2 out as he robs Rayford of an extra base hit. Here's Pardo. Al is 0 for 2. Line drive foul, third base side. Someone from Mississauga made that catch. Count is full now. Pardo. Little chopper to fielder. Cecil will underhand it to Alexander, running to the bag, and that will retire the side. Stretch time 1-1. McGregor takes his warm-up tosses here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 run, 8 hits, no errors for Baltimore. They've left on 5. Toronto, 1 run, 5 hits, an error, and they've left on 4. McGregor threw 4 2/3 a perfect ball and has struggled since that first hit. Cecil Fielder is the one that broke it up with a double. his first major league double. And he scored a run, and this time he sends it into left. Back goes Dwyer in the corner, way back there, and the Blue Jays lead it 2-1. Cecil Fielder with his first major league home run. And the partisan throng here at Exhibition Stadium gives him a long, loud ovation. 343 feet right down the line and left. There was not a blessed thing that Dwyer could do. All he could do was turn and watch it go, and the Blue Jays go up 2-1, the first of many, hopefully. So the Jays fans in attendance, and trust me, although Mr. Smurf is not here today, there are quite a few of you who watch who are Jays fans. Here's Garth Org, 1 for 2, with a single. So Tom Hankey will make his debut at some point, you'd think, in this doubleheader. He's been called up, but he hasn't pitched yet. Org right up the box past the diving Wiggins, and Lynn will throw it back in the infield. Ripken should have had that one, really? Okay. So that's the 7th hit for Toronto. Brings up Gary Allinson. Has an RBI single and a strikeout. For Gary, that's the 2nd RBI of the season. And that tied the game at 1 in the 5th. Throw to first, or not going anywhere. Pitch to Allinson. There's a line drive. Foul. First base side, somebody from London made that catch. So the count to Allinson's 1-2. Get that off the tongue, Ron. I didn't even say my own name right. Pitch to Gary. Struck him out. So that's 4 for McGregor. A check swing fastball in at the knees on a 1-2 count. 1 out for Fernandez. Tony is 0 for 2. McGregor deals. Base hit over the glove of Cal Ripken. Jim Dwyer will cut it off. And it's 1st and 2nd. Be a big win for the Jays. Damaso Garcia is 0 for 3. McGregor is opening 27 on 101 pitches. 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits. The home run to Fielder. Both the runs for Toronto are earned, and he has struck out 4. Tonight's Dodger-Angel game, by the way, in real life, will feature 6 former MVPs in the game. How many of them are healthy? Pitch to Garcia is a line drive to Cal. He'll line it up, and everyone else is back. 2 out. For Mosby, Lloyd, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. First time that's happened, Brad says, since 1982, when the Angels and the Royals faced off September 27th of that year. Can I name the 6 former MVPs in that game? George Brett, Rod Carew, Reggie Jackson, Don Baylor, that would be the 4 I can name off the top of my head. Sutton's not there. I don't think he ever won an MVP. Mosby's 0 for 3, by the way, and McGregor got him. He swings and misses, and that will retire the side. Jays get the solo shot from Cecil Fielder. They go up 2-1. So Alexander down to brass tacks here. Wiggins, Lacey, and Ripken. Doyle is opening 27, 120 pitches, 7 innings, 8 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Freddie Lynn would have been with the Angels in 82, so that would be 5. Lynn was the first ever to be MVP and Rookie of the Year. Angel or Royal am I missing, Brad? Pitch to Wiggins, who's 1 for 3. That's into right. Barfield in the corner. 1 out. So here's Lacy. Lee is 2 for 3 with a strikeout. Has singled twice. So we said Carew, Jackson, Lynn, and Baylor from the Angels. Brett would be 5 with the Royals. I'm assuming I'm missing a Royal. Pitch to Lacy. Little chopper down to third. Org will just eat it. And Lacy's got his third hit of the ball game. And Vida Blue. Okay, with the Royals. Yep. I am impressed. I got 4 of those without having to dig too deep. Yep, Reggie. Now, did he do that with the Yankees or the A's? Carew, of course, with the Twins, probably in 77. Lynn in 75 with the Red Sox. Baylor 79 with the Angels. Brett, I'm assuming 80 with the Royals. And Vida Blue did it with the A's, I believe, in 1971. He was with the Royals. 73. Yep, for Reggie. Okay. Vida had some good years with the Giants as well. We're going to let him pitch to Cal. Cal is 1 for 2. He has walked and struck out. Vida would have stumped me for a while. Throw to first. Lacy, who is an 86, goes up to an 87. So we're going to pitch out. Lacy stays put, and the count is a ball and no strikes to Cal. 1-2 on the channel here today. Blue Jays up 2-1, top of the 8th, 1 out. There goes Lacy to throw down to Garcia, and Lee has his 6th stolen base. Earl grabs a pacemaker for that one. And it's a 1-1 count to Cal. Doyle delivers. And there's a ground ball to Fernandez, hit hard. Lacy, I think, is going to have to stay put. They get Cal at first. And Lacy does indeed stay put. And with 2 out in the 8th, here you go. Cox comes out to get Alexander. And so welcome to the Major Leagues, Tom Hankey. Hankey, the Terminator, would pitch 28 times in real life, 3-3 with 13 saves. He is 28 years old. He throws the fastball at 95 and is a ground ball pitcher. And if Toronto is indeed going to win the American League East and get past whoever to get to the World Series, it really is on the young shoulders of Tom Hankey. 40 innings in 85 for Tom, 29 hits, 4 homers. He walked 8 while striking out 42. Murray is 1 for 3. Hankey starts with a line drive to second. Garcia is there, and that's as easy as pie. 7.5 in the books. No runs, a hit, no errors. It's the Jays 2, the Orioles 1. So Alexander now in line to pick up his 15th win. Burrows, Bell, and Barfield to face McGregor here in the 8th. Jeff is 1 for 3. Now, tonight between the Dodgers and the Angels, see if we can get those 6. B. Mookie Betts, Mike Trout. Did Kershaw win an MVP? Pitch to Burrows. In the left field, Dwyer, 1 out. Max Muncy? George Bell is 1 for 3, by the way. If I'm getting those wrong, someone let me know. George has a single. 1 out. McGregor winds and deals. Base hit left side. Dwyer will pick it up. And George has a single. 9th hit now for Toronto. Both teams have 9. Here's Barfield. Jesse's 0 for 3. We're not counting Magic as part of the ownership group, right? Bell has stolen 16, by the way, this year. He won't be doing that. And I will change the Baltimore color between games. Pitch to Barfield. Into left. Dwyer makes the catch for the out. Bell goes back to first. Pujols is in St. Louis. Cecil Fielder hit his first home run his last time up. Zalapsky Smurf was actually at this doubleheader. Wow! The day the strike ended. So Fielder homered in the 7th to give Toronto a 2-1 lead. Pitch to Cecil is in the center. Lynn will come in. Scherzer's in New York. Ohtani, of course, you're right about that. Trout, Kershaw did win an MVP. Betts, so there's the three I had. Bellinger, Cody Bellinger, and remember Scherzer is in New York, not with the Dodgers. So Tom Hankey in his major league debut, 3 outs away from his first save and the big Blue Jay win. I'm not sure Scherzer ever won one. He's won a whole bunch of Cy Youngs. But again, he's injured in New York. Freddie Lynn, by the way, 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. Into left. In comes Bell. 1 out. Jim Dwyer's 0 for 3. Yeah, I forgot because he's injured again. But so there's 5. Brad's trying to work, so it would be Ohtani, Trout, Kershaw, Betts, Cody Bellinger, and I want to say Max Muncy. Am I right? Dwyer, high ground ball to Fielder. Cecil smothers that, goes to the bag, and the Orioles are down to their last chance. For Larry Sheets, who's 2 for 3, he has singled twice and grounded into a double play. Hankey deals into right field, and the Blue Jays have won the opener. Barfield closes the glove. Tom Hankey, in his first ever outing, gets his first ever save. Cecil Fielder wins the game on his first ever home run. And the Blue Jays go up 2-1. 2 runs, 9 hits, an error for Toronto, who is now 63-44. They leave on 7. Baltimore, 1 run, 9 hits, no errors, and they leave on 6. Toronto, 63-44. Baltimore, 55-49. Mr. Fielder's going to be our Digital at Ice MVP, his first career home run and his first career double. Doyle Alexander goes to 15-7, 7 2/3, 9 hits, 1 unearned run, a walk and 2 strikeouts, and Tom Hankey threw 9 pitches to get 4 batters. McGregor, 6-8, he did what he had to do, 9 innings, 8 hits, or 8 innings, 9 hits. The home run to Fielder, the game decider, and he struck out 5. Freddie Freeman, of course. How'd I forget that one? So, yeah, of course, it's the Dodgers, so that should be a fun game. Too bad I won't be awake for it. All right, you're going to get the trouble slide in a commercial. We'll be back for Game 2. Hey, we actually did this in 58 minutes. Game 2 of our Twin Bill right after this. You're watching Retro Sports Network. That's not the button I wanted. All right, we're setting up for Game 2 here. 2-1 the first one. and Tom Filer in the second.
Play ball.
So the rain continues as we start game 2. And as you can see, we put Baltimore with the white there. So Tom Filer gets the call for Toronto. Mike Bonaker for Baltimore. And this will be a bullpen game for Toronto. Zalapsky, who won these in real life? Tom Filer making his 5th start of the year. He's 3-0 with an earned run average of 237. 29 years old, a fastball pitcher, 88. And a fly ball pitcher. Beat these Orioles in Baltimore August 1st, 14-5. He went 6 innings on that day. 95 pitches, gave up all 5 runs on 5 hits and a homer. He walked 1 while striking out 5. So overall for Tom, 30 1/3, 18 hits, 8 runs all earned. He's allowed 2 homers, walked 7, and struck out 22. Changes in game 2. Just a couple for Baltimore. It'll be Wiggins, Lacey, and Ripken. Murray, Lynn, and Young is in left, batting 6th. Gross at first will bat 7th as Eddie Murray's the DH. Rick Dempsey behind the plate will bat 8th. Rich Dower is in the ball game for Floyd Rayford batting 9th. And Mike Bonaker on the mound. Defensively for Toronto, Filer is a 2 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Ernie Witt gets the call behind the plate. He's a 6 and a 3. And Lance Mullenix at 3rd is a 3. Oh, you're just dropping in for a minute. You got to get back to Jessica doing yoga by the pool. Oh, it's always important. It's just so nice how much Dave cares. He's got to make sure that the young lady doing yoga by the pool doesn't pull a hamstring as he pulls his groin. So Wiggins, as we let the interns do the math, at 267, no homers and 9 RBI. Toronto won game 1, 2-1, 66 degrees as we start game 2. No wind, and that light rain, which was around for the first part of the doubleheader, is still with us. And the pitch to Allen is a ground ball to Upshaw, who's at first. He's a 6. He did not play in game 1, and there's 1 out. Here's Lee Lacey. Lee at 255, 9 homers, and 31 RBI. Remember, Solacane does a great job if Jessica, happens to pull a hammy doing that yoga for you. By the pool, of course. As she writes your name on a pickle rick. Pitch to Lacey. Here's a ground ball, base hit right side. Blackfield throws it back in. Filer, about a 6th-inning pitcher if all goes well. Here's Cal, 284, 17 homers, and 62 RBI. So the Blue Jays are in front by half a game as this one gets underway. Don't you hate it when someone calls you during... Andy Rooney's in the house. Don't you hate it when someone calls you during a live stream? Yes. Yes, I do. Not that I haven't made that mistake with Dave before. Here's Ripken, and that's in the left center field. Bell will cut it off. Lacey will hold at second, so the Orioles have runners on first and second, 1 out for Eddie Murray. Eddie at 291, 24 homers, and 77 RBI. Got a base hit in game 1, so he's got a 9-game hitting streak. Throw it to second because Lacey can steal, and Garcia's got him back. Filer works on Murray. Eddie with a fly ball. Shallow center. Mosby. Mosey's over. Has it for the out. Lacey will hold, and there's 2 out for Fred Lynn. Fred at 261, 16 homers, and 52 RBI. Lynn, it's a ground ball to first. Upshaw to the bag himself, and the Orioles will strand two. They get a couple hits and do nothing with them. After half an inning, no score. So Mike Bonaker, making his 25th start of the year. He is 10-9 with an earned run average of .358. 28 years old, fastball pitcher. The righty is a ground ball plus pitcher. And the fastball tops out at 91. This is his fourth start against Toronto, by the way. 22 2/3 innings, 25 hits, 10 runs all earned. He's walked 13, struck out 17. Despite those numbers, which aren't that great, he's 1-0 with a .397 ERA. His last start came against the Indians on the 3rd. 6 2/3 and a loss, 136 pitches, 13 hits. My goodness, 4 unearned runs. He gave up 9 of the 10, but only 5 were earned. A home run, he gave up 3 walks and struck out 2. Last win came against the Royals on July 19th. So overall for Bonaker, 178 2/3, 183, 80 runs, 71 earned, 7 homers, 84 walks, and 99 strikeouts. Jays line up for game 2. Garcia, Mosby, and Mullenix will bat third and play third. George Bell cleans up in left. Al Oliver, the DH, he'll bat fifth. Willie Upshaw goes sixth at first. Ernie Witt behind the plate seventh. Barfield slides back down to eighth, and Tony Fernandez at short will go ninth. So Young is a 5 and a 4 in left. The rest of the outfield is the same, and you can read them now. How about that? Dower a 4 at third. Gross a 3 at first. Dempsey a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. Bonaker not a bad fielder at all. 7 and a 973 fielding percentage. Garcia at 251 as Bobby Brady breaks into my voice. 4 homers and 29 RBI. Ground ball to Wiggins. 1 out. All right, since Gardner's in the house, who's your take to win the Stanley Cup? Will Tampa three-peat, or is Colorado just too good? Here's Mosby, Lloyd at 265, 12 homers and 61 RBI. I got Colorado in 6. Mosby past Wiggins with a stop over to first, and that's an out, 2 away. Here's Rance Mullenix. Rance at 300. 8 homers and 41 RBI. Eva Mama has a special today, only for getting your name written on the whiteboard. And how much of my soul do I have to sell to get an ad for Retro Sports Network on some Bikini Girls channel? Mullenix hits it up the middle. Bonaker over to first. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the second in game 2, no score. So Mike Young, Wayne Gross, and Rick Dempsey. Young at 258, 11 homers, and 37 RBI. Dave is not going to make a prediction for the Stanley Cup. He's just going to give me a hard time that I'm on the same time as Big Dairy. Young into right center. Mosey's over. 1 out. For Gross at 220, 12 homers and 30 RBI. Pirates Expos at the regular time tomorrow. One channel is going into 7th inning stretch. And the Itsy Bitsy Spiders are down 15-1. Pitch to Gross in the left center. Mosby dodges the drops, makes the catch, 2 out. Speaking of human rain delays, you of course all remember Mel Allen and This Week in Baseball. Well, every once in a while, if Baltimore was in a rain delay, you got to see Rick Dempsey slide around the tarp. He's hitting 251, 4 homers, and 28 RBI. Filer pitches to the 1983 World Series MVP. That's down the line and left, and Bell rings it. Makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second here in Game 2. No score. So Bell, Oliver, and Upshaw to face Bonaker. George at 267, 19 homers and 71 RBI. Bonaker from the wind. Right back up the box. Throws to Gross, 1 out. Brings up Al Oliver. Since coming over from Los Angeles, 209, 2 homers and 6 RBI. Al draws the walk. So Oliver looked at a 3-1 fastball low and away. Brings up Willie Upshaw, 264, 11 homers, 54 RBI. Base hit left field. Young will cut it off in the alley. Oliver will hold at second. And there's 1 out for Ernie Witt. Ernie at 256, 14 homers and 45 RBI. Into right field, Lacey will make the catch. Oliver, no, not with 2 out, not with an 8 arm. Bluffs and holds. So 2 out, 2 on for Jesse Barfield at 290. 17 homers and 52 RBI. Todd B missed the first game because he was shredding his George Hendrick cards. So I wonder, what are you hoping to smoke in your new smoker? Todd B was talking about his smoker yesterday. Barfield. Base hit left field. Oliver will round third. Will he make Young throw? Throw goes in the infield. Oliver scores, and the Jays lead it 1-0. Brings up Tony Fernandez. Tony at 282, 2 homers, 5 triples, and 27 RBI. So Barfield on first, Upshaw on second. Toronto won the first game 2-1. Fernandez swings into left center field. Lynn rides the Schwinn, and that will retire the side. The Jays strand 2. It's not where I was going to go with that, but okay. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the third. 1-0 Toronto. So Dower, Wiggins, and Lacey they face Filer here in the third. Todd B asking for me not to make a joke after saying the wife has her dad's sausage recipe. I will oblige and just quietly snicker to myself. So is that what you're going to make, a sausage? Dower at 171, no homers and 10 RBI. Filer starts the third. That's into left center. Mosby coming in. Rides a Schwinn, 1 out. Yepers, okay. See, I was thinking you were going to talk beef or pork or chicken. Here's Alan Wiggins. He's 0 for 1. So what kind of sausage is it? Filer, opening 9, 2 1/3 innings, 38 pitches, and 2 hits. Lines and deals. Line drive, first base side, foul. And that same poor kid from London who was there getting soaked in the first game makes another catch. Zach Hempel would like a word with you. 2-2 the count. Wiggins chops this one to Fernandez. Tony throws from the hole to first. Ooh. And that's an out. Old-time sausage. Ground fresh with casings, etc. Oh, I love those. Onions and peppers. Lee Lacey, by the way, 1 for 1. He singled. I was gonna say, because you talked about shredding the cards, if it was like roast beef or some brisket or some chicken. that if you actually did smoke it with shredded baseball cards, such as the Cal Daniels cards that won't get you any closer to retirement. Oh, you're on the third base side, so you hit a foul ball there. Okay, fine. With somebody else from Mississauga then. That if you did it with like some of those 86 or 87 cards, those Cal Daniels, that I wonder if you'd be able to taste and smell the bubble gum and the cardboard that Topps used in those years as a smoke, instead of the fine cherry or mesquite that you're going to make the sausage with. Pitch to Lacey. There's a slow ground ball to Garcia over to Upshaw for the out, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. A good outing from Filer so far. 2.5 down, 1-0 Jays. Yeah, for a short while there, Brad says, and he's right, that Cal looked like a future star. And one of those things, if you remember, and we're all of about the same age, roughly. And Todd B says, I've got the Cal cards to prove that point. Yeah. You remember you looking at the old Beckett magazines or Tough Stuff, or was that the other one, Tough Stuff? And you could buy for $45, $50. Garcia, by the way, 0 for 1. There's a ground ball past Bonaker into center field. And he'll pick it up, and Damaso's got himself a single. Third hit for the Jays. He's not going anywhere. You could buy, let's say, the Cal Daniels cards in bricks of 50. So for $50, you could get your 50 count of Cal Daniels wood grain rookie cards. Future Star, Topps All-Star, Rookie All-Star or whatever it was. Lloyd Mosby, by the way, is 0 for 1. Garcia, at some point, if he does try to steal, is 25 on the replay. And so you would hedge your bets. It was 50 cards for $50, and Cal, not a bad player, only getting a Cooperstown with a ticket, but not a bad player. And it was, rookie cards were the Greg Jeffries. Yeah, Bo Jackson outlasted Cal's, but not by much. Well, poor Bo with a hip injury. But yeah, imagine that. Imagine 50. You got a girlfriend, because, some of us were early in college, didn't have a girlfriend, but explaining that one, yeah, honey, I spent $50 on Greg Jeffries cards. I love you too. No, you can't have the earrings. But someday that'll be worth $4,000 or $5,000. Yeah, no. Pinch to Mosby. I'll throw to first. Garcia back. Todd B is a bunch of Barry Larkins. Won't retire on him, though. At least Barry had a Hall of Fame career. The trick was that they made so many. You look at a Randy Johnson card, and it's lucky if you can find a rookie for $2. Because they're still rolling off the presses someplace in Duryea, Pennsylvania. Pitch to Mosby. There's a fly ball to left. Young coming in a little bit will make the catch, and Garcia goes back to first. No, we're not sending Garcia to second. They're overprinting them nowadays, too. Yeah. $2.50 for a pack of 10. I haven't bought cards in a few years. When I worked at the store, I tried to work on a set every year. Now Garcia could steal. Mullenix is 0 for 1. Bonaker goes to the plate. Morant's line drive to second. Wiggins is there. Garcia goes back. 2 out for George Bell, who's 0 for 1. The vintage stuff is fun. I think some of that has to do with being a kid and putting that stuff together. There goes Garcia. Dempsey throws down to Wiggins, and Garcia is a dead duck. No runs, a hit, and Bell will be at the plate again when we go to the bottom of the fourth. But for now, Toronto 1, Baltimore nothing. So Filer to face Cal, Eddie Murray, and Fred Lynn. Cal has a single, is 1 for 1. Draws a walk. Opener was 2-1 Toronto. So they are guaranteed to be solo first place with a win here. Because the Red Sox are only playing one. This was the day after the strike of 85 ended. My wedding anniversary minus 13 years. So future wifey-to-be would have been 12. I did not know her, by the way. Just in case anyone asks, Murray's 0 for 1. Now he's 1 for 2 as he punches that one in the left center field. Bell will pick it up. Ripken holds at second, first and second. Nobody out for Fred Lynn, who's 0 for 1. Your sets up there, Zalapsky Smurf, the O-Peaches were a lot smaller, only 132. I got a couple boxes of mid-80s unopened O-Peachy with the gum. Pitch to Freddie. Line drive to third. Mullenix looks everyone back to the bag. 2 out. A great play. Or 1 out, by the way. Mullenix leapt and made the good catch. Here's Mike Young. He's 0 for 1. The strike of 85 lasted all of 48 hours. They played games on the 5th, and they settled the afternoon of the 7th. So the 6th and the 7th were wiped out, and so we're back on Thursday, August 8th, 85, and that's why we have a Thursday doubleheader, because both teams, or everyone, has to make up 2 games at some point. Zalapsky Smurf had 10 rookie Gretzky cards I played floor hockey with. First and second, 1 out. Nope. It's one of those ones that if I'd forgotten that. As we said in the opener, they kicked the can for 4 years with whatever deal they made there. And the next work stoppage was spring training in 1990. Pitch to Young. Mike, line drive, center field. Mosby moving in. Makes the... maybe... dives and can't get it. Ripken will round third and score. It skips away from Mosby, and the game is tied at 1. Just a little bit of a hesitation there. So Young has a double. Wayne Gross is 0 for 1. So runners on second and third and 1 out, and a 1-1 tie here in the 4th. Filer deals into right field. That should score Murray, although Barfield's coming way in. Murray goes back to tag. Barfield will throw it in the infield. And it's 2-1 Baltimore. So the Orioles get 2. Here's Dempsey. Rick is 0 for 1. Young on second. The Red Sox would love to see a split. The Orioles would take a split. Pitch to Rick. He pickles that one to second. Garcia over to first, and that will retire the side. Baltimore gets 2 on 2 hits and no errors. We showed you the standings in Game 1. The only change is the Blue Jays have a half-game lead in the American League East. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 Baltimore. So Bell, Oliver, and Upshaw will face Bonaker here in the 4th. George is 0 for 1. Walked him. So Bonaker misses low for ball 4 on the fastball. Recap of the leaders. It's just the American League. Wade Boggs leading the league in hitting at .355. Eddie Murray, 24 homers. Mattingly, 87 RBI. Phil Bradley still having a monster year. Mickey Hatcher has 30 doubles for the Twinkies. Willie Wilson, 12 doubles, and Ricky Henderson has 55 stolen bases. We'll show you the pitching leaders in a bit. Al Oliver walked and scored. Bell, you're going to see what Bonaker does here. Goes to the plate. Dempsey a snap throw to first, and Bell is back. Can't believe I did Todd a favor after all the Bob Stanley stuff yesterday. Ugh. 1-0 count to Oliver. Throw to first. Bell back. So we're going to hit and run here. Pitch to Oliver. Swinging a ground ball to short. Ripken's only play is to first. And that's an out. Yeah, Hatcher was a hitting machine for a while. Big part of Lasorda's crew in '88 as well, where he got his ring. Actually, didn't he get 2 rings? Did he have a ring for the Twins in '87, or was he already with L.A.? Here's Upshaw. Willie with 1 out. Has a single. He's 1 for 1. So Bell on second. He is the tying run. Line drive to Wiggins. And Bell's back. Luckily, Bob was docked the phone calls off his paycheck. If only. If only. Being one of the most senior Red Sox at the time, 2 out for Witt, who's 0 for 1. He also was one of the highest paid relievers in baseball. Pitch to Ernie. Bell goes. Base hit up the middle, and he'll pick it up. Bell will round third. Freddie will throw it in. Freddie will throw it in the infield. Bell will score, and we're tied at 2. So 2-4-0 for both teams. The Orioles have stranded 3. The Blue Jays 2. Here's Barfield. Jesse has a single and an RBI, and he was worth every penny. More so in internet streams 35 years on. Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Slovic? Chris coming back to the States for a little bit before he goes on to his next assignment. Every baseball field should have a rug that looks like your grandmother put it down. Pitch to Barfield. Jesse swings into right center field. Back goes Lynn, way back there. And Barfield has put this one off the wall. Ernie's going to round third and score without a throw. And the Jays go up 3-2. So Barfield is 22nd double of the year. And the Jays are loving it. Here's Tony Fernandez. He's 0 for 1. Tony popped up. Left side. Ripken going out. Young coming in. Somebody better get there. And it's Mike Young. Or did it drop? It dropped. It dropped in front of Young. That kind of got caught in no man's land. The run will score. Barfield scores from second, and it's 4-2. And Earl's lighting up another Chesterfield with that one. Preserving Filer's win record is important. Paramount importance here. Never mind the fact that you'll have a full game on the Red Sox if you win this. So 2 out for Garcia. Bonaker, not the happiest camper in the world right now. 18 batters, 56 pitches. 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits. He has walked 2. Garcia 1 for 2. With a single. They hit and run again. Fouled behind the plate. And the count goes to 2-2, and they'll take that off. Bonaker deals. Base hit right side. Lacey picks it up. And Fernandez doesn't stop. Lacey, will he go for 3? It is cut off by Wiggins, and the Blue Jays run the bases smart. So first and third, runners on the corners for Mosby. And for Lloyd, he's 0 for 2. So the Jays trying to sweep this twin bill from Baltimore. And noted for the record, Brad, if you're still here, that I'm undefeated so far in doubleheaders, managing the teams. Just saying. Just saying. Pitch to Mosby. Line drive, foul, first base side. And somebody from Oshawa makes that catch. So the count is full. 3-2. Double the pleasure. Double the fun is doubleheader baseball on Retro Sports Network, brought to you by the Doublemint Twins. Or someplace on Twitch with a swimming pool in their bedroom. Double the pleasure, double the fun, double the money on your mom's debit card. Fernandez and Garcia on base. First and third, 2 out. Mosby draws the walk. Bonaker grimaces as that full count fastball missed low and away. So 2 out for Mulliniks, who is 0 for 2. Fernandez on third. Garcia will score on a single, especially with 2 out. And Mosby may chance it because he has good speed on first. So Bonaker on the ropes here with 2 out in the fourth. Pitch to Rance. Fly ball to right. Lacey in the corner, and that will be that. So Bonaker gets out of it, but still 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. I'm going to take a drink after 4-4-2 Jays. So it'll be Dower, Wiggins, and Lacey to face Filer, looking for win number 4, as was brought up by Zalapski Smurf. Dower is 0 for 1. Filer starts the 5th with a walk. Full count fastball missed low and in. Dower not a threat to steal. Wiggins might bunt here. 0 for 2. Filer opening 18, 69 pitches. 4 innings, 4 hits, and 2 walks, and 2 earned runs. I thought Filer was primarily a reliever, and I was wrong. Wiggins will swing away. Upshaw guards the line. Throws to Fernandez for a 1, and there's no throw back to first. So the Orioles will take that trade. 1 out for Lacey. Lee is 1 for 2. Cagney watching from the stands. Throw to first. Wiggins is back. So the pitch out is coming. And nobody's going. Allen has 12 steals. 4-2 Toronto, top of the 5th, 1 out. Wiggins stays put. Snap throw to first. And Allen is back. So 2-ball count now. Pitch from Filer. Lacey, that's a base hit up the middle. Garcia couldn't get there. Wiggins is probably headed to third. He is. And so the Orioles have runners on the corners. 1 out for Cal. Ripken walked, scored in the 4th, and singled. Not necessarily in that order. So first and third, 1 out. Blue Jays will gladly take a double play to get out of the inning. Filer's starting to tire a bit. Went out to have a word. There goes Lacey. 50-50 shot. And Garcia, does he get down the tag? No. So Lacey has it stolen. And a 3-1 count. And Filer may end up keeping this perfect record, but he's not long for this game. He may not get the win in the process. He pitches to Cal, and Cal draws the walk. So they are loaded with 1 out for Eddie Murray. And Filer looks around. Murray 1 for 2. Has a single and a run scored. And Filer has 81 of his 90 scheduled pitches already spent with 1 out here in the 5th. Witt again says, just throw the ball over the plate, keep it low. And he walked home a run. And that'll do it for Tom. And so it's going to be Dennis Lamp. I wonder what is the current consecutive games played streak right now. Brad, you know? Dennis Lamp coming in. Dennis with the duct tape mustache. Tell it to Groucho. He's lost his last 3 decisions, although this game does belong to Filer at the moment. 35th appearance. He is 1-3 with 2 saves and an ERA at 2.57. Pitched against the Orioles in an 8-1 loss on July 31st. Last outing was 5 days ago against the Rangers in a 5-2 loss. In fact, you have to go back to July 10th, the last time that Lamp appeared in a game the Blue Jays won. 2 1/3 against the Rangers on the 3rd. 42 pitches, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. So overall, 80 2/3, 75 hits, 29 runs, 23 earned, 9 home runs, 29 walks, and 45 strikeouts. Midlife crisis is probably about 10. But someone's got a nice streak going. So bases loaded, 1 out, 4-3 Jays, all 3 runners. Lacey, Ripken, and Murray belong to Filer. Freddie Lynn is 0 for 2. Struck him out. A fastball at the knees for strike 3. And so Lamp trying to get Mike Young, who is 1 for 2, a double and an RBI, to hold on to a 4-3 lead. He walked home the tying run. So Tom Filer's record remains, well, we'll see. Filer can't get the win. Lamp lost him for Wayne Gross, who is 0 for 1 with an RBI. So the fingernails are getting bit now. It is a harder rain here in Toronto, which tells you that we probably have a rain delay to come. Pitch to Gross with the bases loaded. Ground ball to Upshaw. And so Lamp now becomes the pitcher of record. Filer can't lose it, can't win it. After halfway through game 2, Orioles and Blue Jays knotted at 4. Jonas Litt, the Blue Jays won the first game of this twin bill 2-1. Game 2 has been a good one. Lee Lacy singled in the first for Baltimore to now have a 10-game hitting streak. Blue Jays struck first in game 2. A Jesse Barfield single scored Al Oliver to make it 1-0. Baltimore went ahead in the 4th. Eddie Murray also has a 10-game hitting streak. Mike Young doubled to score Cal to make it 1-1. Then Wayne Gross a sac fly to make it 2-1 Baltimore. Toronto responded with 3 of their own in the bottom of the 4th. Ernie Witt singled home George Bell to tie it. Jesse Barfield doubled home Witt to go ahead. And then Tony Fernandez singled to score Barfield to make Toronto a 4-2 leader. Quiz on this later, by the way. In the 5th, Eddie Murray with a bases loaded walk to score Alan Wiggins made it 4-3 Baltimore. And Mike Young walked to score Lee Lacy to tie the game at 4. Imagine that, 2 bases loaded walks. So Tom Filer's record will remain perfect because he can't win or lose it. 4 1/3 for him, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned in the 4 walks. So Bonaker, who's not pitched all that well, but he has a no decision right now, he'll take it. 7 hitter through 4 and 4 runs. And Dennis Lamp going to need some innings for the Jays. It is a rainy day here in Toronto, a rainy night. Eddie Rabbit sang between the commercials here. George Bell 0 for 1. He had walked and scored. Bonaker starts the 5th with a fly ball to right. Back goes Lacy. 1 out. Game 1, Cecil Fielder, the big hero for the Jays, his first career double and his first career home run. Al Oliver has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. Chopper up the middle. Over the mound. Wiggins didn't like the defensive jokes then or now. And Gross has it for the out. 2 away. Willie Upshaw is 1 for 2 with a single. Walked him. So Bonaker has not found the strike zone. That's his 4th walk. A 3-1 curve that missed low and outside. Ernie Witt, 1 for 2, a single, his 31st run and his 46th RBI. Bonaker deals. There's a liner to right. Lacey makes the catch to retire the side. After 5, no runs, no hits, no errors. G's and O's knotted at 4. So Rick Dempsey, Rich Dower, and Alan Wiggins here in the 6th. Lamp deals. Dempsey 0 for 2. Ground ball to 3rd. Mullenix across the way for the out. He's 0 for 3. It'll be the Pirates and Expos in a Singleton tomorrow. And then we'll see what the wifey wants. No, wife's got an appointment, I think. Let's ask her. Here's Dower. Rich is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ground ball to Tony. Fernandez to first, 2 out. What's coming up on Digital Dice? I think we're taping tomorrow. Not today. I don't like to tape after 2 hours of talking to myself. We've got, I'm not sure, Dave, are you still here? Put the whiteboard down. Alan Wiggins is 0 for 3, by the way, with a run scored. Dennis Lamp in relief of Tom Filer. Base hit right side. Barfield will pick it up. Trying to line up some people for some interviews. Lee Lacey is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, stolen a base, and scored. Throw to first, Wiggins is... Well, they got him in a run now. Wiggins was going. Upshaw throws to Fernandez, and Tony gets on the tag. So they got him leaning the wrong way, and they pick him off. How about that? So 1, 3, 6 on the pickoff, and after 5.5, it's the Orioles 4, the Jays 4. So Barfield, Fernandez, and Garcia to face Bonaker here in the 6th. At some point, you know, we're going to have our 30th anniversary in about a month. Dave, is that going to be for this week or next? Barfield is 2 for 2. Has singled, doubled, driven in 2, and scored 1. Hoping this weekend, so we won't be taping until the weekend. I know, I can tell you this because I'm the one that's trying to figure out a date. It won't be this week. But Ron Bernier is going to be on the show relatively soon. Barfield is into left center with a single. Young will pick it up. So Jesse has the 8th hit for the Jays. He's now 3 for 3. He actually has driven in 2. Tony Fernandez is 1 for 2. He has singled and driven in a run, his 28th. They play for the bunt. We're not going to give him the bunt. We're going to hit and or run. Fernandez hits this one into right. Barfield better get back. Lacey is in the corner. He'll make the catch. And for Bonaker, there's now 1 out in the 6th. Garcia is 2 for 3. Damaso has singled twice. Bonaker's first 27 batters on 96 pitches. 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits. All 4 runs are earned, and he's walked 4. He hasn't struck out anybody. There goes Barfield. The throw down to Wiggins, and Jesse has a stolen base. Number 16. Wiggins got on the tag, but Barfield got a foot around the bag before he could do it. And so the Blue Jays have a runner in scoring position, 1 out in the 6th. Bonaker's pitch. Base hit left center. Barfield will round third. He should score, but he won't. Not when you get a chance to get thrown out like a dead duck. So Young got it on a hop and came out throwing, and Barfield slowed down a bit and realized that he shouldn't run. So first and third, one out for Mosby. Lloyd is 0 for 2 with a walk. 4-4 the score, bottom of the sixth. Mosby. That should score Barfield. Lacey dodges the raindrops, makes the catch. Barfield will tag and score without a throw, and the Blue Jays go up 5-4. It is a cold night here, by the way, in Toronto. 60 degrees, and those who have stayed are enjoying this one. The Blue Jays now lead 5-4. For Rance Mulliniks, who is 0 for 3. How cold is it? It's 60 degrees. Alexa, what is 60 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius?
60 degrees Fahrenheit is about 15.6 degrees Celsius.
Thank you. So 15.6 Celsius, winds calm at 0 kilometers an hour. Throw to first. Garcia back. So for August, that's downright frigid. Mulliniks into right. Lacey. And he'll make the catch to end the inning. Blue Jays go ahead. Run, 2 hits, no errors. Dennis Lamp goes out to start the 7th. Toronto 5, Baltimore 4. So Lacey, Ripken, and Murray. Lacey was at the plate when Wiggins was thrown out trying to steal. Ground ball to Fernandez. Tony ranges over, throws to Upshaw. 1 out. Here's Cal. Cal 1 for 1. Has singled, walked twice, and scored. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Baltimore. They left on 6. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And the Blue Jays have left on 7. To short, Fernandez has to hurry. 2 out. So here's Eddie Murray. Eddie's 1 for 2. He's driven in a 78th run. He has singled, scored, and walked. High ground ball to Upshaw. Willie takes it to the bag himself. Stretch time 5-4. So it'll be Bell, Oliver, and Upshaw to face Bonaker here in the 7th. George 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored as he wipes the rain off his bat. Into right center, Lynn. 1 out. And is Bell hurt? And Bell is hurt. So they're going to have to make a replacement in left field as George tweaks a hamstring in this cold, rainy weather. 58 now. Fun fact, 5-4 in Canada is roughly 18-13 with the conversion rate in the U.S., so says Steeler fan. For Baltimore, if they get swept, it's going to feel like 16-13. Here's Al Oliver. Al is 0 for 2 with runs scored and a walk. Bonaker's pitch. Up the middle, Wiggins snares it over to first, and that is an error. Wiggins threw it away. It hit off the top of Gross's glove, and Oliver doesn't go to second. We talked about Wiggins' bad defense in game first, and yep, the plane landed at gate E4. Wow, Todd. Good for you. You reached a milestone last night. 500 manually played games in your Action PC replay. I don't know. Are you having fun with it? That's tremendous. As he gets congratulated by this full house, watching live on twitch.tv/Retro Sports Network. Upshaw is 1 for 2. He is singled and walked. You, sir, Mr. Gardner says, get a pickle, Rick. Well, no, if you're having fun with it, why not? Upshaw gets hit. He glares out at Bonaker. Got him on the arm. Here's Ernie Witt. Ernie 1 for 3. A single, an RBI, and a run scored. The Blue Jays would like to get a couple of insurance runs. I can't imagine I would go back to Hankey in game 2. Dempsey goes out to settle down Bonaker. Mike from the stretch. Base hit up the middle, over the mound. Lynn will pick it up. Oliver looks around third, stares back. Lynn, not a great arm anymore, but he was pretty shallow, and the bases are loaded. 1 out for Barfield. Jesse is 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double. Driven in 2 and scored twice, stolen a base. Jesse having himself a ball game. Barfield. Up the middle, might be 2. Ripken only goes to first, and Barfield is out. So they only get the runner at first. Oliver scores 6-4. Upshaw in third, Witt on second. And these are the days that Earl Weaver goes, I wish I could get my perm with Howard Cosell again. Fernandez is 1 for 3. Tony has a single and RBI, his 28th. Has a chance for 2 here, or not, as they walk Fernandez. And so Garcia at the plate. 36 batters deep for Bonaker. 131 pitches, 6 2/3, 10 hits, 5 walks, and 5 earned runs of the 6th. Garcia is 3 for 4. He singled 3 times. If Dave gets Pickle Wrist as a guest, will I be asking questions? Of course I will. Be the most listened to show in history, except for it's an audio show, and doesn't matter how much Lycra expands if you can't see it. Stays in the ball game as Bonaker. Garcia punches this one in the left. Upshaw will score. Witt will round third. Ripken should have made the play. Young will throw it in the infield. It's now 8-4. And for Garcia, that's his 4th hit today. Bonaker's day is done. Earl comes out, and here comes Ken Dixon. Dixon, an all-star, with good reason. 10-1 with 2 saves and an earned run average of 273. He has won his last 7 decisions, making his 22nd appearance of the year. Kenny, 25 years old, a fastball pitcher at 91 and a flyball pitcher. Last pitched on the 3rd. Blue Jays torched him for 2 runs on the 1st. In the 10-6 loss to the Indians, he went an inning in the 3rd, 19 pitches, a hit, a run that was earned, and struck out 2. So overall, 108 2/3 for Ken. 79 hits, 38 runs, 33 earned, 10 homers, 45 walks, 75 strikeouts. So Fernandez on second, Garcia on first for Mosby. For Lloyd, he is 0 for 2, a walk and an RBI. That's not the guess we're lining up, by the way. Mosby into right center. That's extra bases. Fernandez will score. Garcia rounds third and scores easily. Lee Lacy with a bad jump. And just like that, It's 10-4 Toronto. And the kids dancing around the third base side in the rain are having the time of their lives. It makes that trip back to London all the more palatable. Here's Mullenix. He's 0 for 4. Mosby on second. And Dixon strikes out Mullenix, and that'll do it. But the Blue Jays blow this one wide open. Just like you're sitting in a wading pool in your bedroom. 5 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. After 7, Toronto 10, Baltimore 4. So with a 6-run lead, you can throw Lou Thornton in the cleanup spot. In left field, he's a 6 and a 3. Bell tweaked a hammy here in the rain. So Lamp, not even tired yet, sits on a 6-run lead. Dennis looking for a second win of the year. Will face Lynn, Young, and Gross here in the 8th. Freddie's 0 for 3 in Game 2 with a strikeout. Ground ball to first. Upshaw couldn't play it. And in fact, that skated off his glove, and Lynn's on with a double. Upshaw got the glove a little late down, and when he did, it hit the back of his, literally the back of his hand, and bounced into right field. So both teams have an error here, and now a heavy rain. So the tarpaulin is going to come on. We do not have rain outs here this year. So it'll be wives and girlfriends and Zarley Zalapsky after the rain delay. Young is 1 for 2. He has doubled, driven into, and a walk. Lamp's pitch in the right. Barfield in the corner. Makes the catch for the out. Lynn scampers back to second. Goes to third. The sliding pitch, if this was a racetrack, if we were at Woodbine, would be considered sloppy at this point. It has rained all through this doubleheader. Here's Gross. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI. His 31st. 10-4 Jays, 1 out in the 8th. Got him. Fastball on a full count for 2 out. And so here's Rick Dempsey, who's probably too tired to be sliding around if we do get the rain delay. There's not a breath of wind out there. But for August 8th, it's 57 Fahrenheit, about 14 degrees Celsius. And just a nasty, uncomfortable night on Lake Ontario. Pitch to Dempsey. Ground ball to third. Mullenix takes the mother ball, throws it to first, and that's the inning. So no runs, no hits, and an error. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 10-4, good buddy, Toronto. So Oliver, Upshaw, and Witt to face Dixon. Al is 0 for 3. He has walked and struck out twice. So thanks for sticking with us for the last 2 hours here. Just a Singleton tomorrow. Pirates and Expos, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Oliver in the shallow left center. Lynn rides the Schwinn, makes the great catch. Diving on that turf for the out. 1 out for Upshaw. Willie 1 for 2. A run scored and a walk. So the Jays are guaranteed, unless the heavens swallow Toronto in the next 10 minutes or so, to be solo first place in the American League East. And here comes the rain delay. We hope you enjoy the Three Stooges. Visit Al Red Sox Fan right here on Retro Sports Network. 84 minutes that took. So the first game took 3 hours. So we didn't even start the second game until about 5 after 8. It is now well after 11:30. So if you got a ticket and got your tushies in the seat for game 1, you got your money's worth and a whole lot more. So let's see what the Orioles do with Dixon here. Upshaw 1 for 2, a run scored and a walk. Dixon stays in the game. Why not? Wiggins makes the catch for the out. 2 out for Ernie Witt. Ernie 2 for 4. Single twice, scored twice, and drove it an RBI. And if we're going to talk about Canadian department stores, because at Sears you got your money's worth and more. After 9 hours of baseball here in Toronto in a rain delay, give you a gift certificate to Eaton's where your value is guaranteed. Pitch to Witt. Ernie swings, line drive to Ripken, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 9th in a rain-soaked exhibition stadium. It's 10-4 Toronto. So righty, switchy, righty. Jim Acker is going to come in. Acker 3 and 5, 7 saves, and earned an average of 4, making his 34th appearance of the year. An extreme ground ball pitcher. Fastball tops out at 90. And he's 27 years old. Pitched last week twice against the Birdies. Picked up a save on both of their wins. Last time out, the first 2 innings, 40 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. So overall for Jim, 51 2/3, 54 hits, 27 runs, 23 earned, 3 homers. He walked 24 and struck out 20. 3 outs away from a sweep here in Toronto. Dower 0 for 2 with a walk. Some kid is down the third base line screaming into the mic that they have down there. Something about Zarly Zalapski and Smurfs. La 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 la. La 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 la. Stoltz to Bowie. Not your day for the Birdies. Toronto won game 1 2-1. They lead in the 9th of game 2, 10-4. Acker. Well, Tim Dwyer's going to pinch hit. Jim at 269, 9 homers and 22 RBIs. A pinch hitter. He's got 2 solo shots. He's hitting .429. Draws a walk. Security is down to, yeah, it's a blowout now. 5 runs in the 7th, and then an 84-minute rain delay after. Security is trying to find the young little kid that keeps screaming about Zarly Zalapski into our microphones. Alan Wiggins is 1 for 4, a single and a run scored. Ground ball to second, only going to get 1 here, and that's Dwyer. So, and no, he won't get anybody as Garcia couldn't find it. So the throw rolls into right. It was a low throw. Remember, even with a tarp on the field after that heavy rain delay, it's rained since 4:30. It is now well past 11, and so the field is soaked. And so a wet baseball, even though the rain has stopped. And it's cold. It's 56 Fahrenheit. It's about 14 Celsius. Lee Lacy is 2 for 4, by the way. Single twice, scored a run and stole a base. We still hear the kids singing the Smurfs theme in our headphones. This should be an out. Garcia goes to Tony for 1. Fernandez will not throw to first. Lacy is there. So runners on the corners. Dwyer on third. Lacy on first. 1 out for Cal, who was 1 for 2. A single. Walked twice and scored. Pitch from Acker. Into right. Barfield in the corner, but that will stay in the yard. 2 out. They'll tell Dwyer just to score. And Barfield just throws it in, and it's a 10-5 ball game. So Eddie Murray, 1 for 3. He has a single, his 78th RBI. He scored his 69th run and walked his 55th time. Last chance saloon for Baltimore They now need 5 to tie and 6 to go ahead. Lacey stays put. Murray strikes out. The Blue Jays sweep. Smurf dozed off in his poutine. They finally shut off that microphone as the Blue Jays win this one 10-5. Acker got the strikeout on a swing and a miss. And the Blue Jays have swept. So an 84-minute rain delay on top of a 4-hour game. It didn't start till 8 o'clock. So if you got there for the first pitch at 4:35, it is now 8:40, 11:46, 12:46, a little after 1 in the morning on the 9th of August, 1985. How about that? Game 2 numbers, 10 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Blue Jays. They go to 64 and 44. Thanks, Big Dave. Scores in a minute. Blue Jays, by the way, left on 9. Baltimore falls to 55 and 50. 5 runs, 6... No. We just did 2 games. Just did the second game. 5 runs, 6 hits, an error for Baltimore. They leave on 8. And they fall to 55 and 50. Tom Fowler keeps his perfect record. Dennis Lamp under my feet. Gets the win, goes to 2 and 3, 3 and 2/3, an inning, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. And Acker with the 9th after the rain delay. No problem. Bonaker falls to 10 and 10. He just had a rough outing. 6 and 2/3, 11 hits, 10 runs, only 5 earned. Oh, and he walked 5. Jesse Barfield is our digital nice player of the game for game 2. 3 for 4, 3 RBI, and 2 runs scored. So, strike is over. The rest of the day in baseball now. And no Dave Steve, believe it or not. So the first game lasted, by the way, can we get that? Can we get that? Come on. Yeah. 3 hours and 4 minutes. So yeah, the first pitch would have been about 8:10 and the game would have ended about 10 after 1. You guys are more than welcome. The rest of this first day back from the strike in baseball. Pittsburgh beats Philly 5-3. Don Robinson 6 and 3. John Tenney 1 and 16. Ortiz 4 for 4 with a triple. John Tudor shuts down the Cubs 8-0. He's an 18-game winner. He struck out 7. Scott Sanderson takes the loss. And there's everything else playing out here on this busy day. Lots of doubleheaders, so lots of scores to plow through. Atlanta and San Francisco played a winner. San Francisco beats them 6-2. Jim Gott 2 for 2, a homer, drives in 4 and wins. Goes 7-9. Rick Mailer 11-11 now. Tudor, by the way, threw a 2-hitter. Jim Gott threw a 3-hitter. Yankees split a doubleheader with Cleveland. I'm not sure. It must be the first game that Winfield went 4 for 5. 17th of the year and drove in 4. They win the opener 9-6. Bob Shirley goes to 6-1. Thompson falls to 0-5. Cleveland, however, beats Phil Niekro in the nightcap 8-0. Nixon, is that Otis? 3 for 5, a second homer of the year, and drives in 2. Expos beat the Mets 5-0. Joe Hesketh goes to 11-9. Rick Aguilera takes a loss, goes to 3-5. If this was Kiner's Corner, they'd have to wake up Ralph about 2 hours ago. Doubleheader in Texas, and they sweep Milwaukee 3-0 in Game 1. And 12-7 in Game 2. Bert Hooton gets the win in Game 2. Russell in Game 1. Kochenauer and Ladd, the losers. Cecil Cooper, 3 for 5 with his 9th of the year in Game 2. Detroit and Kansas City have a doubleheader, and the Tigers swept the Royals. Wow. 3-2 in Game 1 and 1-0 in Game 2. Frank Tanana beat Brett Saberhagen. Lou Whitaker 2 for 4, his 18th of the year and 2 RBI. In Game 2, Lou Whitaker, the big hero of the day. Wow. And Did we do this one already? No, not yet. Petrie goes to 14-8, and Jamie Farr takes the loss. It's not really Jamie Farr, 0-1. So big day for Lou Whitaker. Chicago and the Red Sox split a doubleheader. The Chi Sox 5-0 in the opener. Britt Burns, 9 innings of shutout ball. Bobby Ojeda takes the loss. Salazar 2 for 4, double and a stolen base. The Red Sox take the nightcap over Chicago 7-2, so Toronto is a 1-game lead. And the East, Tim Lawler gets the win. Former White Sox pitcher, 3-1. Nelson 4-9. Rich Gedman 3 for 3 with a double. Bert Blyleven loves the Metrodome as he no-hits the California Angels. 9 innings, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The run came in the third for California, but in Blyleven's second start, in his first start, I believe, in Minneapolis, he no-hits the Angels. And needless to say, he had plus stuff. I believe that's the first no-hitter in the replay. Oakland beats Seattle 4-1. Cordioli goes to 12-6. Langston 4-5. Alvin Davis, his 14th of the year, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Astros, if Mark is still here, beat the Padres 6-3. Joe Niekro over Lamar Hoyt. Billy Doran, 2 for 4 with 7th of the year. Dodgers 4, Reds 2. The lead now is still 15. Oral Hershiser, a 16-game winner. He beats Mario Soto. To Hershiser 16-6 and Brock Soto 7-10, and that'll do it. 2 hours and 11 minutes of me yapping away. Tomorrow's game is indeed Pittsburgh and Montreal at noon Eastern, and the swing game, depending on what, will be the Yankees and the Red Sox. That'll either be a taped one or whatever. So Pittsburgh and Montreal tomorrow. That'll do. Standing: St. Louis 9.5 over Montreal. Los Angeles 15 over Houston. Toronto 1 over Boston. 4 over New York. 5 over Detroit. Baltimore needed something out of that doubleheader. And because the Royals did not win, the A's have cut the lead to 5.5 until tomorrow. And a trip to Montreal. I'm Ron Zuckett. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day, everybody. So long.